Radiant team ban.
Nataki. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Excuse me. Welcome to this best of three between 5Comrades and Cyberium Seed for the Omega League Divine Division. My name is Sunsfan. Joining men is Cinderin. And before we get started, I'd like to say thanks to EGB for being a sponsor of this tournament. Let us know if you agree with the EGB odds at EGB.com. And remind you that EGB gives you 100% bonus on your first deposit. So sign up by clicking one of the banners below the stream. Cinderin, this draft is going very quickly. Greetings. Salutations.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, look what we've got ourselves. We got ourselves a first pick Rubik again. We had that last series in game number 2, I think it was. Cyberium Seed seems to like this a lot as well. Noteworthy heroes still remaining in the pool. Venomancer, Phoenix. Outside of that, we've seen some pretty standard bans with IO Doom and Void, as well as Lone Druid. I don't think Lone Druid gets rated this high in most series, but Cyberium Seed definitely banning this out. I think targeted ban against Exotic Deer, or maybe they know something we don't.
Radiant team pick.
I'm interested to know why they pick Clockwork after Rubik's not exactly a hard counter, but it is a counter of sorts, right? With the telekinesis inside.
Kind of yes and no. Because if there's something Rubik doesn't like, it is that people get in on top of him, right? Yeah, sure, he can toss Clockwork out of the cogs, but the initial hookshot into cog knockback on Rubik can get him into a really bad spot. Rubik relies a lot on standing behind the fight or like at a distance and stealing key spells, and Clockwork can kind of completely disrupt that part of the hero, so I wouldn't say it's that black and white. In the laning stage, Rubik is nice though, right? Like, Clockwork runs to somebody, lift him up, toss him away.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, very true. All right, it's going to be followed up by, like you said, the Phoenix, and then Morana for 5Comrades. We should mention that, I don't know if it, do you know if this is a permanent change or if they're just needing to sub and cancel here for Nataki, the mid laner?
Not sure about that. I think, I'm going to guess he's standing in for Nataki. But yeah, who knows? There's a lot of volatility around the scene in this range, so... Just cast earlier, we cast Omega Lil, where Lil is not playing, or at least wasn't today. And now we have 5Comrades, and one of the comrades is gone, so who knows? I
know. Well, maybe they can be the 6Comrades now, if they keep interchanging like this. So we talked about this a couple casts ago. Whenever Phoenix is picked pretty early on, you need to have it in your mind's eye, something to kill the egg. You told me it was a very high priority. They pick Morana, so... a little bit of that with the leap, but it's only for herself now. It's not like the old Morana. I really miss the old Morana. Being able to position yourself to attack with your team. Now it's just a solo hero. She's selfish. All she cares about is her disgusting cat. I can't say that. It's actually a beautiful cat. I love... What's the name of this cat? I can't remember. Sagan is... Wait, it's Nova and Sagan, right?
I think
for
it's
Luna
Sagan,
and
yeah.
Morana?
I think it's Sagan.
Yeah. Oh. I like Nova more personally, but, you know, to each their own.
Yeah, Morana is decent against Phoenix because of the leap attack speed, but it's not really... I wouldn't really consider it a true counter. More of a true counter in the support position would be the Snapfire that we've seen, right? Just destroying the egg almost single-handedly. But you might be hesitant to pick that against Rubik, because you hate if Rubik steals your ult, but again, you can play around that by positioning well, so... Definitely think Snap was an option here. Maybe they don't like it. Maybe they like Morana more because it's a flex pick. Can be 4, 3, and 2.
Cinder, do you know if the Arcana... This is a trivia question for you. Does Rubik Arcana, when you steal Mortimer's Kisses, turn green?
I don't think so.
It's a trick question. Well, okay, it's not really a trick, but in a way it kind of is, because... It came out after the Arcana, and we know that Valve never updates any of the Arcanas, ever.
True, yeah. That's why I felt pretty confident in saying no.
I wish you were dumb, so you would have said yes and laughed in your face. But either way, and there's going to be the third. So actually survived the second ban phase, interestingly enough.
It gets picked into Rubik, a traditional counter from back when Arcane Supremacy was null field, because then Rubik both had the magic resist aura and could steal the plague wards to negate that part of the hero. Now you only steal the plague wards, so I would say the matchup is less Rubik favored, but I would still like playing Rubik against Veno. Stealing plague wards feels so good on Rubik. You just farm, push waves, And it's just an option, right? Like there's other heroes in the game that you can play around as well. It's just
if he steals Plague Words, do they turn green, Cinderin?
they're green already.
Very good answer. Man, you are really on top of this trivia today. You are so good. Anywho,
just having some water. Don't mind me.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I would wish that you would at least make a sound so I knew that you were drinking. At least give me a little gulp sound, you know?
Bring.
That... Seriously? Is that... That's horrible. You can do better than that, I'm sure. So, Snapfire's still in the pool, but... I mean, you consider that like a mega hard counter to Egg, right? It's actually the hardest counter in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Especially at level 1, because...
Definitely one of them.
The little shredder is 6 attacks, and that's exact amount of attacks needed to kill a level 1 egg. Even throughout the game. What is it, max 10 without Aghanim Scepter? So 6 out of 10 ain't bad.
6, 8, 10, yeah.
5 seconds.
Yeah, it is really good.
All right, they pick up a Legion Commander, so can take off the, well, not only the stun from Mirana's arrow, but Gale and Poison Sting and all that good stuff. A save of sorts.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have a save against Arrow. I don't know if that warrants an LC pick, unless if they think the LC will lane well against Venno, which... LC Rubik is a classic lane at this point. It's just insane amount of harass and lane push, so you can get the pulls off. And if they like that matchup into Venno, then having the Dispel against Arrow as well, it makes for a pretty solid pick overall, right? So I think it's fine. It's just not a hero where, at least in the games we've been casting, that we've been used to seeing rated at this point very much. Very few teams play it. And I know you for a fact think the hero is awkward in general as a design.
Yes. I think she would benefit most from a quality of life standpoint, from a player-based standpoint, to just make her more fun. Make her less awkward, please. She needs a rework more than most people think, in my opinion, to make her fun. Because Duel is the coolest mechanic in the game. Taking permanent damage for yourself... maybe it's not that unique anymore with the Slarks of the world and whoever else. Clinks, although I can't remember if they got rid of that one or not. But yeah, having to cast all this shit on yourself and then go in, very awkward hero. I could rant about her for days. And she's not even riding a horse, for God's sake. They screwed her up so bad. Don't even get me started. Drow Ranger going to be picked up by 5Comrades. So now you got...
There's a couple of really good picks right now for Cyberium, in my opinion. I think Spectre looks great.
Yeah, very good.
I think Lycan looks great. But again, like, the thing about Lycan is it's just, it like comes and goes. I know he got nerfed. I still don't think this hero is like that bad. I still think he's very good in the right game. But alright, they're gonna opt to go for Morph. Also good here. The only stuns are Clock and Mirana. Clock's is very short, Mirana's is a skill shot, and they have Dispel for it. And he can buy Manta against Gust. So, yeah, it's fine.
And it's a hero that can kind of close the gap and get close to Drow to blow her up. As Brood is taken out of the pool. PL on the other side. So looking for... I assume this is a position 3 Venom like we've been seeing. Like I said, the other cast, we've seen position 5, so it could technically be that with Mirana playing more of a core role. But in your opinion, where does Mirana fit these days? I mean, position 5 sounds awful for it. It would be clock 5 in that case, right?
10 seconds.
Probably, yeah. I think 2, 3, and 4 are fine this game, depending on what they want to do with their last pick. Carry Mirana gets a lot better, or core Mirana gets a lot better by playing with Drow. So there's a lot of value to assigning her a core position because of that pick, which makes me think it's going to be a cancel mid Mirana, but could also be a 3 Mirana, and it still is possible for it to be that 4 Mirana with Clockwork 5 protecting Drow in the safe lane. It doesn't sound too bad at all. Yeah, there's definitely plenty of options here with what they've picked for themselves. And they also have the 10th pick of the draft.
5 seconds remaining.
Yep, very true. Are you okay with this lineup versus Egg at the moment?
It's okay. It's not great, right? Especially if Phoenix gets a Halberd against Drow, then or Mirana rather, whichever one of them is.
You
is
could
really
go.
the threat.
You could go last pick Weaver, and you still technically have a flex pick in that case, in terms of support or core. Ranged hero for Drow, and hits the egg pretty well.
Your team fight looks lacking though, doesn't it? Like you don't have
true.
any big oomph when you get a hook shot. You can hook shot into arrow, then it gets Legion purged, and then what do you have? Really, the enemy team can kind of kite you and set themselves up. If they get a duel, you don't have a save. I think you need something big that goes in front, possibly like Tide could work maybe. Or like something like Centaur, so you can disengage from the egg if you need to. Like reset that way. But there's obviously duel that can hold you in place. I think they're putting this Mirana mid against Quap, and then they're getting something else for the offlane. I think that's probably the best, and then you play 4 Veno, maybe.
And they don't really have a good frontliner. Clockwork is going to be, we assume, support in this game, so...
Yeah.
Going to be fragile.
And it doesn't feel good to frontline on Clockwork in this game because the enemy has 3 heroes that can escape out of cogs on their own. Phoenix, Morph, and Quap can all escape. Rubik can toss you away, and then finally the Legion Commander is the one hero you can catch, but she's tanky. So it's kind of a tricky Clockwork game in my opinion, which, you know, it's bound to happen when you pick it this early. You're going to get counterpicked.
Templar assassins your hero.
TA mid.
So it's an offlane Mirana. So just all in on this draw lineup.
Yeah.
I don't really like the look of this, to be honest. Okay, it's a core Veno, so they're going to give Veno the draw aura for attack speed.
So tell me, I'm trying to understand this TA pick, because I assume it's going to be Quap mid. Isn't Quap just like dumpster TA because of Shadow Strike?
No, they both farm, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so you can meld the Shadow Strike, right? So it's about who has the sentry.
But you typically don't pick up meld very early, right? That forces a meld.
Yeah, skill. But it's okay to get a meld point, right? If you use it to sustain the lane and draw, then it's fine. But I think you want Shadow Strike, or sorry, you want sentries in that lane, so somebody's going to have to pay for that, because usually, at least in the past, the Quap versus TA matchups were very much decided on what support could shell out the most sentry wards to their mid, because Quap wants to hit those Shadow Strikes and TA wants to dodge them. That's kind of the lane. But I also think TA players in general have got a lot better at taking advantage of refraction to get key denies and ultimately just go jungle, right? When you hit level 5 or 6, you can just leave the lane if you're not having a good time. It's not that big of a deal. Put the Mirana there, put the Veno there, put the Clock there. Gets Quap, just sit there and take XP, get some CS when they can. It's fine. But yeah, I'm a bit concerned. I don't really like draw lineups like this very much this patch, especially not when your front line is a Clockwork position 4, 5?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like all the great drow strats of the past. Obviously, nothing specific comes to mind, but there's been a lot. It feels like there's always that frontliner,
I love it.
a Beastmaster, right? That's something.
Yeah.
But this time around, not a whole lot. I mean, they do have 4 ranged heroes, so.
Okay. Here's the big problem, right? They're paper. So Sonic Wave, Supernova, and Morph Shotgun just kills this game. This just kills.
I almost feel bad.
They don't have any save. They don't have anybody who wants to buy tanky items except Veno. Like, maybe you build Veno as the true frontline, but the difference between Veno and other historical frontliners for Drow strats is those other frontliners can go to the high ground and let Drow hit the tower, like Tide or something like maybe even a Sand King with auras, or Beastmaster, or Axe, like whatever it is, Mars. I just don't feel like Veno can do that in the same way. The hero's just innately less tanky and more susceptible to repositioning because it's so slow. But let's see if I'm just a hater or if that's what's going to happen. But I definitely like Cyberium in this game.
Well, again, like last game, I hate agreeing with you. I love being contrarian, especially with you. But yeah, I don't really particularly like this lineup very much. But they're going to get off to a potentially good start with this battery assault into an arrow. Is going to be the first blood for who is the question. Exotic Deer on the Drow takes it. And that's definitely the hero that you want first blood on, if any. Maybe mid, actually, would be a little bit more important. They're going to try to get the very greedy second bounty as well.
Oh,
See if they're
Phoenix might
successful
die
or
for
not.
this, actually. I think Phoenix is dead. Oh, never mind. They didn't want to chase. I think they could have ran. Okay, we're gonna use battery assault on the rune here.
Wait, what the heck?
I think they could have actually run down the Phoenix there if they wanted to, but maybe Drow felt like it would take too long and not get to the wave in time, but that felt like a kill to me. Phoenix used all fire spirits, has 1 armor, clock with boots, just run at him.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, see how the lanes play out?
They do not only get first blood, but they get 3 bounty runes as well, as we're going to see cancel versus Quap.
They got 4.
Oh, did they actually get 4?
They got all the runes and first. Okay, that's a 1k gold lead minute 0.
What the hell?
That should definitely not be happening, but that's really good news for Comrade.
Alright, you're going to have to keep an eye on these other lanes. I really feel like mid lane is going to be a kill soon, but we'll see. I mean, he doesn't even have Shadow Strike yet. Already a salve is expended. So you were saying you think this is relatively even?
I think so.
Oh, he actually has to skill Blink. It's a very baby melee type Blink, but he does it nonetheless. All right, let's talk about the other lanes before we get a kill there. So Venomancer Clockwork in the top lane versus the Phoenix Morphling. Any favorable side this time around?
I don't think the Comrade lane is very good at killing Morph or pressuring him when he hits level 3 to 5. So they need to play aggressive very early on and just try to force him to spend his gold on regen. With levels, I think this is a good lane for Morphling. He's going to be pretty happy. So, good for him.
And bot lane is the Drow Mirana, which we kind of saw already against the Rubik LC.
Yeah, that's a weird lane, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Drow Mirana safe lane. Very
Not every day you see that. I mean, Mirana, if you want to go back a year and a half, I want to say, was very common as a position 4 roamer. Obviously, she's played basically every position throughout the history of Dota, but to see her in a lane as like position 5, basically, it feels
good lit
odd.
bot. They can do a lot of damage here. He might actually die.
Oh, the Fade Bolt and the right click are enough. Ouch.
So this is the problem. This is the problem that you're going to face with a hero like Drow in this lane, is that I was expecting him to pair the clock with Drow, right? Because you don't have anyone frontlining for you. So you need to be very aware of his positioning. He can get lifted into Legion Commander, who has Orb of Venom, and they can just run him down. Nobody's going to like peel him off, right? Clockwork can't cog and knock back the enemy team or anything like that. So got to be very, very careful in this bottom lane. Arrow. Oh, right.
A couple salves already expended on the side of Mastermind here. And in terms of CS, we're looking at 11 and 5 versus the TA. Wait, who am I actually looking at? Where's the Queen of Pain?
They have the same. That's why you keep confusing.
Okay.
Yeah, they had the same. Very. Oh, nice side blade cancel here. Ooh.
Yeah, I was gonna say cancel, especially. I mean, this is kind of a comfort pick for him, right? He absolutely loves TA. So not a huge surprise in that regard. But for overall composition, it's definitely a bit odd. But having said that, they have a lot of push potential. And there is an avenue to win in theory, of course. Was that... Oh, bottom lane again. Take out Mirana. So that was the telekinesis into level 2 overwhelming odds. This is a really strange lane for exotic deer. Does not feel good to be this Drow right now, despite getting the first blood too. So they have the advantage in terms of like inventory, at least extremely early on, but apparently not paying off here.
He's okay on net worth. He's still way ahead on net worth of anybody else because of the first blood bounty, but it is obviously starting to get challenging. He's doing a really good job at CSing here, by the way. This is super good.
I'll take your word for it. I'm still watching Mastermind mid. So Mastermind is a little bit behind in terms of levels, though, versus Cancel right now. As Cancel's going to get an Invis rune. I don't think he can do anything with this. Bottle is up on Mastermind right now. Yeah, he just uses it to deny the free bottle refill for Mastermind, so... Coming up in 30 seconds, so not the biggest of deal. He's hitting so many of these side blades. That's why I'm afraid to actually move the camera out. And we're not really seeing what I was talking about at all, by the way. He didn't bother leveling Meld. Queen Queen of Pain at 1 level of Shadow Strike.
Nope.
Dire's middle tower.
What's
is under
the
attack.
amount of instance of damage it needs to take off a refraction charge? Do you know? Is level 1 enough?
How much minimum damage
Of Shadow Strike would be needed to take off a charge of refraction?
any level?
Oh, okay.
You lose a charge of refraction if you take 5 damage or more after reduction.
5 damage, really?
Radiant structures are fortified.
So it's
How much damage does Orb of Venom do these days?
less.
The Mastermind continuing to take these right clicks in the mid lane. We'll leave this lane for a while. So, in terms of CS for the position 1s, Drow, 24 and 2 versus Morphling, 26 and 10. So, Morphling with a bit of an advantage here. Not by an astronomical amount, though, of course.
And Morph is super happy here because he's got his Morbid Mask and he's about to hit level 5. And that actually, in my opinion, just frees up Phoenix to do whatever he wants. He can start stacking jungle, he can go mid and free up Quap to make rotations with Sonic, because like this Venom plus Clockwork is never going to kill this guy. They're going to... Now you're just seeing him turn around. He doesn't even care. He waveforms in aggressively because he feels so strong. And this should possibly be a kill on the Bloody Sky. I think Phoenix misplayed this one a little bit, but...
Yeah, it looks like he will live with that Tango. And they're left relatively low on HP, but of course, like you said, with the Morbid Mask. I mean, the only hero that will buy a Morbid Mask this early into the game. Just because he can heal up so rapidly with the agility gain. Cancel is completely bullying Mastermind, by the way. That's the second rune he's stolen. I don't think Mastermind even... Maybe he did, but I didn't see it. Get the bounty rune for himself to bottle up. This bottle has just been empty for a long, long time. Oh, Exotic Deer in the bot lane is going to get telekinesis, but the arrow connects on the LC, so it kind of ruins their plan. Turn this onto the Rubik, the multi-shot. Pretty much no mana. There is a leap, but I don't think Mirana wants to go any deeper. Okay, as I say that, we'll attempt to get this kill.
Second fairy.
Oh!
Second leap.
Second leap. He's completely out of mana, but Exotic Deer is going to be traded, and in the end, that is definitely not worth. Sam is going to be extremely happy with that. Is Queen of Pain back to base again? Clockwork dies in the top lane. Oh, okay. Still has a Sonic Wave.
But yeah, that, I mean, you can't give up your tower like this minute 8. This is just a major blunder. Yeah, that just doesn't happen. Like, somebody needs to be there. Whether it's Phoenix, Quap, or Rubik, you cannot let TA take your tower minute 7:30. That's just an absolute...
We're gonna try to gank the jump in with the Shadow Strike. Telekinesis is available as well. Puber only level 3... Pupper, sorry, Syndrome. I know how much you hate me saying Puber. Cancel ends up getting taken out. Divine Llama jumps in. Level 4 gets the cogs off. No telekinesis. The Sonic Wave finishes him off. He walks into certain death. At least he has balls. Oh, I missed that one.
What an interesting situation we had on our hands there. That was so many things there that were weird.
So many things to decipher.
Yeah, the big winner here is still Cancel for getting the mid tower. I would take a death on TA for that any day of the week to get that tower minute 7:30. It's so big.
Oh, Exotic Deer. He's gonna get dueled here in just a moment. Do they have enough damage to actually take him out before the duel ends? Doesn't look like it, but he does get taken out regardless. No permanent damage for Legion Commander. Might have something to do with how awkward she is as a hero, Syndrome, but we won't get into that. Although I already did many times, so... Let's look at the net worth now. Yeah, TA, despite that death, still top of the net worth. Going to be going straight for a Desolator, so no big surprise. It feels like pretty much every game you see Deso into Blink. I'd be very surprised if that's not the case. Divine Llama, top lane. Not really able to do that much damage to Morphling as he can just morph up to his heart's content. Mastermind looks like he's getting jumped in his own jungle. Does not have another blink for a long time, so will fall. Looks like Phoenix might be the trade, but he's going to leap into the back. Could have been a 2 for nothing there. Lucky to get away. And Cancel, again, just bullying everybody he encounters, it feels.
That's a big thing you probably didn't get on camera there because you were watching that fight, but Morph was trying to TP and he got cogged by Clockwork, knockbacked, so he cancelled the TP, and I think Morph was either trying to connect with that fight or trying to go bottom and pressure that tower, and now he's kind of just stuck in this awkward top spot where he's just jungling, so not what he was looking for in that instance. Bounty Runes looks to be another 3 for 1 for the Radiant. They've been winning on Bounty Runes pretty consistently this game.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, but I mean, despite that, only a 1k net worth lead, surprisingly, and the mid tower to take into account as well. So I think in terms of farm, okay, now it's 2k, but still, even with that mid tower, I feel like they should be a little bit more ahead. But Bloody Sky right now has the urn, so working towards a spirit vessel, asking his team with all his might to please get a kill in my vicinity so I can get some charges on this thing. I beg of you.
So obviously, oh, hook shot. There's that
Cog on the back end. And the urn charges are coming in 3, 2, 1. Okay, a little off on the timing.
It's okay. You don't play this game so much.
That's true.
You need to play more counting games. Like counting.
Flash? I don't no more Valiant games, you mean?
Valiant?
Yes. Arena of Valor is, of course, the game I'm referencing.
Yes. So another tower claimed by Radiant. Now they took the top tier one, so they're opening up the map even further. Arrow. Flash is probably toast here.
No, he's delicious.
2 leaps left.
Yeah, he's plenty.
You can just TP me. I thought he only had 1 leap. Okay.
Puber can't do it. Why do you hate that name so much?
I don't.
No, you scolded me the last time I called him Puber. We don't know his correct pronunciation. I don't think anybody knows.
That is correct. That's true. It could be Puber. That would be unfortunate.
That would be unfortunate that that's the name he chose for himself.
Yeah,
yes.
That would be unlucky.
Very unlucky.
So I'm looking at how much space Comrades have effectively built for themselves by getting mid and top tier 1 tower, and it's pretty massive because they also have Venno who's able to defend at the same time. So there's no like really big tower claim in sight for the Dire for quite a while. Bloody Sky is just gonna camp bottom, push out waves, getting close to Vessel. Oh, Clockwork might find something here.
I don't think he wants something that he sees, Cinderin. Just gonna go out on a limb here. Cancel, by the way, did not go Deso yet. Holding off, went for drums. What are your thoughts on that?
It's alright. Oh, that's a dead flash.
Damn it, Cinderin! I was literally right there. How did I not see that?
I don't know.
Too busy thinking of whether Puber is pronounced that way or not.
Yeah. Well, let me know when you come to the right conclusion.
It's Puber.
Okay. Yeah, drum on TA. I've seen a couple of people do this. I don't know, man. I'm not a big TA player myself. I don't play the hero very much. To me, when I play with and against it, I always feel like the Exotic Deer is dead again.
Yeah. The Gust held off the LC for a little bit, but drops to the deck regardless. Cancel will get the trade, but it's only on the support. Brads in arms have come to help Cinderin, and Sam is in a lot of trouble. Nice Fire Spears. I think that connected on all 3, but unluckily for them, the Battery Assault does not need attack speed. Cancel. I see the hook shot. We'll just assume that he's dead here. The egg. And they should have enough to take it. It's only a level 1.
Actually getting out on LC.
Are you serious? He got away?
He had
if they knew this was a potential...
He had 5 HP after the creep wave, and then all TA could do was drop a trap and activate it immediately, but that doesn't deal damage, and then LC just TP'd out. I think if Cancel didn't activate that trap immediately, but just let it sit for a bit first, then he could have maybe got that kill.
Oh, Bloody Sky.
Yeah, Sam gets out.
Little pleb.
I admit nothing but myself.
You know, the names in this game are incredible. Little Pleb and Puber. That's a wombo combo if I ever heard it. It doesn't have 2 B's. How could it be pubber? Okay? English language, Cinderin.
Not everyone in this game is English.
I know.
This guy is not
in
English.
my heart. In my heart, everyone. I mean, English letters at least, right?
Radiant's
Can't deny that.
True.
is under attack.
Puber. You'll always be Puber in my heart. Whether I call you Pubber or not.
His current pub nickname is King with capital G, so maybe he is English. Who knows? Maybe he just loves
King Puber. I like it.
You need to stop yourself. So I was gonna say Venno. It's before we got into all of this fighting. Venno with the vessel. This game obviously really good against Phoenix and Morph. But against LC, it's a little bit iffy because there's always going to be this dispel that you have to play around. So you can't just go on Morph and be like, okay, I'm just going to Vessel Morph and we kill him, because you have to deal with, you have to account for Manta and press the attack in this game the whole time. Oh, hook shot.
Hook shot into LC. She's stuck inside the cogs. You talked about this at the game. The only hero that can really get stuck in the cogs for the most part. Pubber? You like how I pronounce it? This, he eggs. Oh, Sonic wins the follow! Huge wombo combo. The Phoenix does die. I will not. He who must not be named has died and bought back into the game. Cancelled. That is just the Aegis. Oh, the damage onto He who must not be named is so ridiculously high, Cinderin. And that's going to force Comrade back. Exotic Deer dies. Double kill for Mastermind. Flash looks to be next on the list. One leap available just now, trying to get to the high ground. But they will follow him in. The nice Yules gonna actually dodge the arrow, and they're gonna be able to take out Cancel. And this is a buyback onto the Marana, who has no leaps in check. And Pubber, Phoenix, he who must not be named, aka Puber, King Puber, he's done it. His buyback was all worth it, Cinderin. Well played.
My god. I feel like every time we cast this team, this happens. Every time out of the two. Every time out of the two so far.
I can't help it. It's amazing names.
Talking about it.
There's such good names.
Big win for the Dire, all things considered. They're in total. They got rid of Aegis. They bought back. They traded a buyback for buyback. Phoenix for Marana, but they got like 4 kills. 2 of them were obviously on the TA. With Aegis plus extra life. Yeah, just nice bait from Phoenix. This is something that I was lacking a little bit earlier today when we saw the other people play Phoenix, right? It's that thing where you coordinate it, where somebody goes in, he supernovas, and the enemy team has 2 choices. Try to run, or try to kill the egg, and then you get the big counterplay. And that Sonic Wave was very nicely lined up. The press are overwhelming odds as well. Just huge burst damage. Morphling Wave formed in over the top, so clearly very well communicated there. To make that egg bait. Even though he died, that was a great fight.
Nothing I like more than an egg bait. Still only level 1 right now. We saw the Morphling Lil Pleb pick up the Manta style and working towards Scotty. Oh, that was another hero that benefits from Scotty. That might be top 3 on the list that we were discussing, right? The Medusa, Terrorblade, Morphling. Yeah. That actually might be the top 3 in the whole game. And DD also would have been amazing on Morphling, since it's base damage. Cancel does pick it up instead, though.
Cancel.
He actually, again, is not opting for Deso yet, Cinderin.
He went for the dagger.
Blink, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure he's in a position in this game where he can use this item very easily, because there's quite a few counterplays, right? Like, you dagger in, both Quap and Morph can get away, and Phoenix. All 3 of these heroes can get away instantly. Rubik has lift, and again, the LC is pretty tanky. So you're basically gimping your farming speed by buying this item. If you had Deso, you would be ramping up faster, and you could get the blink later. If you buy this item like this, you want to use it, but they're just not really finding a fight yet. Maybe now it's going to arrive. Maybe the fight will come to them. Doesn't look like it, though. They're just going to safely clear this out. They just send in the Morph with, like, a decent amount of Morph strength. Like, what are these guys going to do about it? They're going to go on him. He's going to get saved by LC.
Yep, and he has Gust, or his Manta for the Gust as well, even if LC's not around. LC, by the way, has drums. We'll be going for Blink next, and Blink against the Venno can kind of be annoying at times as well, so wouldn't be surprised if he goes Shadow Blade a little later on. Do LCs not buy Blade Mail anymore? I feel like Blade Mail as an item is just not picked up on almost any hero anymore.
Yeah, it's not very popular right now.
You can force a hero to attack you in both Axe and LC, and you still won't buy Blade Mail. That's how you know the item's awful.
Good
finally.
smoke break here from Bloody Sky. Very nicely done. The little play goose.
Cancel, by the way, bought one Mithril Hammer out of the Deso, so either he's going to finish this Deso or it's going to be a surprise BKB.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Just
attack.
refuses to finish this Deso.
Structures are fortified.
Tier 1 tower looks to be dead. The fortification is going to come out, but of course that will refresh
Oh,
once.
this would be a big kill if they find cancel.
Yeah,
Here's
he's going to
Link
get
pulled up.
lifted, and he's dead.
This is a really nice play from Cyberium because this is not something you're going to expect. I'll get to that in a sec. They get out.
Yeah.
Duel.
Duel is there. Liquipedia forced to use his Manta style. Sonic Wave to follow. It's going to be hit on 3 heroes. And Divine Llama now completely surrounded. Unfortunately, Sam not able to get the duel damage out of that, but the kill is the thing that matters most. Only has 10 duel damage right now.
It's refreshing to see this kind of plays because I feel like our last series didn't really deliver as much in terms of like higher skill, like cross map movements, so to speak. It was way more like it was pretty just stable. Both teams were seemingly content to farm a lot, and then the team with Terrorblade won, which you know,
Yeah.
okay, but
Very true.
this move from Cyberium was really cool because they have the Morph mid with LC behind, and Morph feels invincible. They feel like even if it's a 5v2, Morph won't die. They're gonna jump Morph, he can waveform out, and they can protect him with the Legion. So what they do is, while they're pushing mid with this Morphling posing aggressively, they do a 3-man smoke bottom where they know TA is and kill that. So they effectively make 2 aggressive moves at once, both are successful. And that's a huge win for them. They just knocked down that Deso again. Cancel's now going to get a Deso minute 23 probably. Or maybe 22, which is very late. Like now the item just isn't even that good anymore already because of how far ahead the other heroes are. Morphling sitting on 40 armor. Like, Deso isn't going to do much to that. LC has 15. Crop has a plate mill already, so she has kind of found a solution for that Deso incoming.
Dire's top tower.
Oh my
Phoenix
god,
with
the
the attack
Mel,
as
the
well.
play from Rubik, and the leap is stolen. Oh my god, is he actually gonna get this? Oh,
He's gonna
flash!
leap in the fade ball.
Oh, he's chasing the fade ball! Oh! Hook shot will unfortunately be the trade, but Rubik will live on in
that was
our
straight up to
hearts and mind. Cinderin, a man of men.
Catch us if you can.
Wait, does that even make sense? A man of... no.
Yeah,
He's
above average for you.
He's doing good. He's done a good job. Good
Yes.
boy. Good. He's a man of boys. God, what am I trying to say?
I don't know.
A man of...
Half the time.
Sam jumps in, and there's the duel. Will they have enough damage? Oh, he actually does get the duel damage. That was really close. I mean, it was going to be a kill nonetheless.
Did you mean a man among boys? Like a god amongst men?
No, I mean, I know that's the normal saying. I don't know what I was... yeah. Man among boys. I don't feel like that's what I was... I mean, yeah, it means the same thing. Let's just move on, okay? So how about that
We have a saying in Danish about separating the rams from the bucks. Is that what it's called? What do you call a baby ram?
A baby ram? A sheep? I don't know what a baby ram is.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
A ram is just a ram, isn't it? Okay, now we're getting
No,
really...
it's separating the sheep from the bucks. Whatever.
Radiant's
Bucks? A
bottom
buck
tower
is a deer. I don't know. A lamb? A baby sheep is a lamb, right?
Dire's top tower is
That was
under
really
attack.
difficult for me somehow.
A sheep from the lambs. Okay.
Separating the sheep from the lamb.
But the sheep are awful. They're not... That's not a positive thing.
they're
Are you sure it's not the sheep from the wolves or something?
from the wolves, yeah. For sure.
Yes. You want to be a sheep or a wolf? Do you want to fall? Okay, well, Lil Pleb has the Scotty, by the way. He is mega farmed. I mean, despite that, well, he does have the Deso now, like we were talking about. He is second in net worth. It just doesn't feel like it right now. For whatever reason. Here comes the hook shot. They're going to try to blow up the Phoenix before the egg comes out. And they do so. It's going to buy back into the game, though. Lil Pleb, Sonic Wave onto a few heroes. The LC duel is going to be enough to take out the Drow Ranger. And now the focus is on Cancel and Divine Llama. Morphling gets the kill with basically just his illusions. It's a 2-for-1 with the buyback onto the Phoenix. LT finally drops to cancel his right click. Showing a lot of prowess now, but not able to keep up this refraction thanks to the damage over time on basically every spell in the game right now. And triple kill for Little Pleb, as that is a full team wipe, and all they lost was LC. Did cost the Phoenix his buyback.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Between Phoenix and Quap, this refraction is just not... Like the defensive part of the...
Shannon, I have to say, okay.
Yes.
After this fight, outside of the fact that Morphling just was invincible and killed everyone, I got the saying wrong.
Oh,
it is the sheep. It is the sheep from the Rams, I think. That would be the translation, and I don't know... I don't
Did you
know
even watch the fight?
Of course
You're
I
the
did.
analyst here, for God's sake. You're not supposed to Google sheep from the whole... Whatever the fuck.
Here's
You're
my
supposed to watch
analysis
the
of
game,
that fight.
Cinder.
Morphling went in, and he turned into Drow and gusted, and Drow died. It got dueled, and they killed him.
All right, you did watch. All right,
They
you
killed
did
him.
watch.
Yeah, of
I'll
course
take
I did.
it. I mean,
I'm sure
I guess
the
I should
stream
do
didn't watch with
better.
your atrocious camera work, but I got to see. I saw it. There we go.
Duel
That's a duel.
victory, 70 damage. All right, so the saying is sheep from the Rams.
I think.
And what is a ram to a sheep? What is the relation exactly?
So the meaning of the Danish saying is like, it's when you filter out the stronger from the weaker in a group of whatever, right?
Okay.
It's like make a man out of you, you know, kind of thing.
Right.
Logic.
Oh, hook shot.
Whatever, dude.
Hook shot.
I'm over it now.
He's looking for it. He has a little bit of vision occasionally with the rocket flare. He's gonna jump in, but the Morphling takes it, and now Clockwork is just a pile of absolute garbage on the ground that you wouldn't even pick up out of the dumpster.
Scrap metal.
Very unfortunate.
Oh, I actually just clicked buyback on Clockwork. I was like, okay.
If only the spectators could buy back for you.
Like, what's the right play here? What would Dalai Lama do if this were a pug?
You know, this is going to seem like the most random trivia thing, but it just reminded me that what we just talked about, the fact that you can buy back as a spectator. You know, when I played Beta 1 Counter-Strike, it was super old school. This is like 15, 20 years. Actually, it's 20 years ago at this point. The first major bug in the game, do you know what it was, Cinderin? When you were dead, you could, like, move around as first person, right? Like, you know, spectate, essentially, but you can go anywhere you want. You could open doors as a dead ghost.
Oh, that's
major
awesome.
Bug. It was cool. I enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
Just imagine that in today's game. Zero translation to Dota.
That would actually be
who
sick.
cares?
That would be sick.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Halberd is now picked up by Sam. I'm sure he's going to enjoy that. Hopefully he doesn't use it on targets that are attacking him, because that would be sad.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The neutral items, this game. By the way, I love the fact that every Clockwork is going for Ags. I love this item. It's so cool.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Glad that they gave him the overclocking feature.
I don't know. I find this item to be a bit overappreciated. Like,
It might be.
there are many games where it's really good. I think it's really good this game, for example, because you're against Quap and Morph and Phoenix, and getting this double stun can be the difference between a kill or them resetting fully and getting all their spells out. So, and this game is awesome. I just feel a lot of people just autopilot. Oh, nice arrow. Good time. Immediately pressed.
Yes, he's been pressed real hard.
Yep.
I love that as a verb.
I would appreciate if you corrected me when I say wrong things and not when I say right things.
Dire's top tower is
He got pressed, guys. And he got healed by pubers, sorry. My bad. I actually did not mean
I don't remember who this was, but there was somebody I was playing with who kept calling it PTA.
Yeah, press the attack, PTA. Yeah, I've heard that before.
I'm
not a huge fan.
Terrible. Okay, we'll walk into arrow.
Morphling! That's the Aegis.
That's a wasted Aegis.
Yeah, it sure is. He's gonna get knocked back by the cogs. And here comes the potential egg. He doesn't want to turn into one yet, but Cancel just dies in the duel. That's with a BKB activated. That is truly unfortunate. And with that, I believe Cyberium Seed should be able to take this fight relatively easily. Clockwork buys back in the game. A lot of damage being applied by the multi-shot from Exotic Deer. They're going to apply all their damage now to that egg, and they will be successful in doing so. Mastermind jumps in. He's going to get gusted. Has the Yules to dispel it. Cogs, again, decent placement, but not close enough, apparently. Picked up his Shiva's going to pop it now to slow the potential pursuit. Multi-shot not enough to actually take out the Rubik. Legion Commander, they need to get this Drow Ranger. Morphling jumps in, shotguns her face. Clockwork looks to be a dieback now, and that is a full team wipe for Cyberium Seed. They backed up and then reinitiated, and it worked out real well.
Yeah, and this is definitely Elena Rex. They just need to heal up this Morph a little bit so he can go a little bit more into agility. And, well, it's not going very fast exactly. Okay, it would be really funny if he just randomly died to that siege creep there, but it was hitting quad. Yeah,
Very funny.
Wave form.
And that's going to be a mid-Rax. Arrow actually will connect. The creep
hit
ran away
too
immediately.
here. You've got 15 seconds with Morphling. That is a siege
He has
machine.
Manta if he wants. I'm surprised he's holding on to the Manta since you have PTA, as you love to call it, Cinderin. Cancel jumps in. Arrow is going to be sidestepped, and away we go with Cyberium Seed. So the Venomancer buyback looks to be possibly wasted, which is another unfortunate. I mean, the beginning of that major fight, Cancel just died right away. That was kind of it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Did not have buyback either. Popped his BKB before the fight, so even if he bought back, wouldn't be as powerful. Unfortunate all the way around. So 16k net worth lead now for Cyberium Seed. And what is Morphling working with, Cinder? He has that MKB. He is getting close to Satanic.
Yeah. I wonder if he really needs the Satanic. If he couldn't do something a bit more ambitious, like either he could have got E-Blade earlier if he wanted to go that route. If he wants to go combat route, which he's doing, that's fine. I think maybe Butterfly here would be okay-ish at least. Or even Daedalus, just kill people. I don't know if he needs the Satanic safety with the way the game is going so far. Hasn't really been close to dying a single time, to be honest.
Yeah, 8-0.
But with this Satanic, he's going to be completely safe. Think? It's going to ripe now.
How is Butterfly against Drow, her ult? And technically Psyblades that don't miss, although that might not be as relevant. Cancel.
Duel.
He pops the BKB. That's a lot of damage from multi-shot, and actually Morphling, you said, was invulnerable.
Why did he?
Typical caster curse. Dead. Comrades showing their worth to Cinderin, the man that never believed in them. They're going to get 4 kills just to shut him up. Well done, boys.
They were very ready there, and Cyberium weren't. They thought they were going to get an easy pick there, just going in like that, but immediate counterplay. The Legion couldn't save Morph because Legion was dueling, so there was no press the attack ready. Killed without, I think, getting Satanic off. I don't know if he had it on him yet at the time, or if it was in the base. I think he had it, but
no,
still managed to...
I could be wrong. I think he did not, but I could be wrong, Cinder. I'm not going to pretend to know everything. I'm not omniscient.
Oh boy, this is interesting. This game opened up a little bit now. Still, with this clip, they lose the whole creep wave. Yeah. You can't spawn until in 1 minute 30, so everyone will be alive again. They lost the creep wave to the glyph, though, so this push is getting delayed for
repair kit.
Yeah. You're not getting this tower, I think. Maybe you want to?
20 seconds, no Morphling. I don't see why not.
Here. Just Halberd the TA. Nope, gonna let them have it. Okay.
Would you like to all chat? Tell him to Halberd the TA? You can try it if you want. Mastermind's gonna jump into the cogs, Yules himself as the Rax is down. And it looks like Divine Llama still inside his cogs is going to be fine. Legion Commander jumps in again with that duel. Is enough to get the duel damage. 120 damage to his per name. And they're actually going to clean up 4. So my question to you, and I actually do not know the answer. I think this was worth, but was it, from your perspective, a 4 deaths for 1 Rax at this stage?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, well, I would be incorrect then.
I don't think because... Look at the map, right? You have a wave in your base, so you're going to trade this bottom Rex for your own bottom Rex, but just that you're going to lose the full wave, or you're going to lose Roche. Like one of these two things will happen because you don't have buyback on Drow and
Yeah, I didn't realize.
or you might even lose the game. Like if they think they can end, you might even lose the whole.
Was it worth it, Cinderin, to win the game?
I don't think it was worth it if they lose the game.
Right. I love that analysis.
It depends what your expectation was. If your expectation was losing even harder, then it was worth it.
I still like the play.
This game.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
of course you would like that play.
I like the play.
All right, hook it up.
5Comrades, don't listen to Cinderin. Okay, well, people
TA
are just
is
dying. Oh, disarm with the BKB on that feels ultra bad.
Yeah.
And that should do it for game 1 of this best of 3. It was definitely not worth it, but good attempt. They had that little opening. They got a little bit overconfident.
Yep.
But either way, I think Cyberium seed was in the driver's seat.
Pretty much the whole game. Even though they got first blooded and lost all 4 bounty runes, they still kind of came out evenly in lanes for the most part. The big mistake for them was losing mid tower.
team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Let's see, which one did I read already? Okay, got it. Hello everybody, welcome to game 3 of this best of 3 between Cyberium, Seed, and 5Comrades. My name is Sunsfan, joining me is Synderen. Thank you to EGB for also joining us. And they're also the sponsor of this tournament. You can check out the odds offered on their website at egb.com. EGB also invites you to participate in an excellent referral program to where you get half of EGB's profit. More information can be found on the channel info panels below the stream. So then we're into game 2.
Team pick.
I see a Rubik ban, and that's the only thing new, I do believe.
Yes, Wisp got through.
Oh, they banned.
Which was
Okay,
banned
well,
last game.
Rubik was in the game last
banned.
game. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
So Rubik instead of Io, that's the only difference, which means Flash can play arguably his maybe best hero in Io in this game if he wants to. Might see him pick it now into Veno only, but obviously Cyberium are very well aware of this, so they might have a plan for what they're going to do against that with their Venomancer first pick. Cyberium looked they looked pretty solid last game comparatively. I think they had a better understanding of the timings in the game, going together, taking the fights. Even though they lost the first 4 bounties plus first blood, even though they lost the mid tower really early, they still made it work. Oh yeah, Emch is in too. Was she banned last game?
You know what, Synderen? I'm gonna pretend to not know anything. I mean, that's actually the reality.
Actually.
It must have been banned.
10 seconds.
Not
You know
sure.
what? While you decipher this, I will look up last game's bans.
Very
5
nice.
seconds remaining. Dire
You're
I remember the Lone Druid ban for sure. That was a targeted ban. That's why it really stood out. I think Io, Lone Druid, and Doom were all 3 banned, and then the last one would have been
team ban.
Void or Ench. Terrorblade.
Oh, another Terrorblade game. Okay, so the first 4 bans overall were Void, Lone Druid, Io, and Doom. So that was correct,
available.
as usual.
10 seconds remaining.
But yeah,
5
we're gonna
seconds
finally
remaining.
see the Terrorblades, and it's been so long since I've seen this hero.
Yep.
And
2
I don't
games.
think it was even banned at all last game.
Radiant team
Don't think
No,
so.
it was not touched. It's
Very quick morphling
interesting.
ban here from Comrades.
Why would they pick it second then? Is it because if you start banning targeted things towards TB, it's going to be obvious that you're picking TB?
Possibly, yeah.
10
You are
seconds
also not the team with the next pick, right? Oh wait, you are. You are the team with the next pick, so you could have technically waited, yeah. And got it third. But maybe you just want to show this now, you ban out counters, you feel like there's a small finite amount of counters you can get rid of. I would say Morph, I think you absolutely have to ban Batrider this game. You have Morph, you have Ench and Terrorblade. Understandable Morph ban, he's good against both heroes as well. I guess technically you can give Bat, because then it's like Bat Veno Clock, but I still think Cyberium could easily round out that lineup and make it work.
Yeah, you love that Batrider against TB, huh?
I do.
remaining.
It is very, very good. Terrorblade has a lot of armor, but very little health. And he just isn't particularly... Like, he's okay in terms of move speed. When Batrider has a couple of levels in Napalm, you just fry him in fights. It's very, very easy. Good lane matchup. It's a bit different with Ench, I suppose, just because Ench is like so god tier in laning, but I think Bat Clock would still be very happy to face this lane.
5 seconds remaining.
At least I would be happy to, as either hero. All about blocking off Enchantress's camps, and then I think the lane is very easy for Batrider. But they're taking time, so I'm not sure they're going to do it. They do have the next pick as well.
So the first game we cast, again, not these teams, but same region. TB was not countered at all because it was one of the last picks, I feel like. Second game, it was basically the Zeus was the main counter, which did look good to a certain point. How strong is...
the Arc Warden just never really felt powerful in that game against Terrorblade's team either. There was way too much catch. All of the heroes just had daggers and just got on top of the Zeus and the Arc Warden, and then the fights were mega easy. So...
Well, Timbersaw was banned. How strong is he against... Sounds like a pretty good hero.
Well, I mean, the team that could have picked it banned it, right? If it was against Terrorblade, that it was meant to be.
No, you're right. Yeah.
I think they might be banning it because they consider it good against Venno in lane, and that they might want a secondary hero that Timber is good against. Could just be targeted ban against a player in the enemy team. Maybe
10 seconds remaining.
the Bloody Sky likes Timbersaw. It's okay against Clock. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it's definitely fine. So, you're probably going to pick your 4 here. 4s that are good against Clockwork.
Radiant team pick.
What are they?
Earth Spirit.
Ooh. Oh, and an insta pick Aya. I'm not even thinking about it. Okay. So they will be the team.
So
that
Earth
goes for Aya.
Spirit... Earth Spirit is decent against Clock. The two heroes kind of have plays against each other. You can kick Clockwork out of the cogs, but at the same time he can hook you when you're rolling. He can reach you even if you complete your roll.
5 seconds.
Both being strength are pretty tanky and can lead fights. So, bit surprised to see this instant IO. They must have like just a pocket pick here that they just want to grab immediately with this IO too. I think they already know what carry they want, basically, almost regardless of what the enemy team will pick here. I'm trying to think of what good options IO has for beating Terrorblade.
Yep. Eurocopter himself. I mean, that's a great IO partner, but how good is it against TB? Obviously,
Alright.
Rocket Barrage is good early on, but I mean, tapers off.
You have magic damage and physical damage, but the physical component is not very dangerous to Terrorblade. He has a lot of armor, and you're a spread damage carry, so I don't think Gyro fares particularly well against Terrorblade once items come into play. In the laning stage, sure, you're fine. But I think this is more just some comfort Cyberium stuff that they like playing IO Gyro. They know it's good this patch. Fits the rest of their strategy very well. They have set up with Clockwork to relocate with. They can easily find vision around the map to relocate with Venomancer. And it just gives them a very solid lane. I don't think Darkseer Earth Spirit is particularly good against IO Gyro. If that will be the lane matchup, which it looks like right now.
5 seconds remaining.
So, it's just comfort.
Well, we're going to see more Spirit Brothers banned. Actually, every Spirit Brother is either picked or banned this game. And Earth Spirit will be the surviving member of his family. You know, I'm actually a little surprised that there's not a Spirit Sister. I guess that could be an incoming hero, right? Why not? Are we missing any elements, Cinder? You're more into anime than me, probably.
10 seconds remaining.
Earth, wind, fire.
5 seconds remaining.
What did I say? Storm. What? Yeah, that's true. They kind of went away from it. I mean, there's water still, right? Morphling's not a spirit sibling. You could have you can call her Water Wench, something like that. I think that's good.
Team
One day. Well, you've heard Slack speak before. Pretty sure we could at some point on that one. Batrider is finally banned, but it's actually by Cyberium here. They're going to pick up Tiny as their last pick. Hey, that's an old school combo as well. The Tiny IO, although that won't really be the case because his tree sucks now. It's garbage.
10 seconds.
All right, what about for 5Comrades? So you talked about the Ion Shell on top of Earth Spirit. You have that kind of going for you. Enchantress position 4, I presume. I guess technically it'd be 5, right? Is Earth Spirit 4? How do they typically do that? So you're looking for a mid against Tiny.
It obviously gets banned out for that reason. Monkey King, is that something they want to play? It's got good tempo with the rest of the stuff they have. Kunkka, okay, another hero that can technically run in with Iron Shell on, that has good amounts of damage, gives them catch, and starts the fight. I think 5Comrades draft this game is better than last game. I like it quite a bit more. I still think Cyberium is probably the better team, based on what we've seen so far from both teams. We've cast... How many games have we cast of each now? I think we've cast 3 games of each team. And Cyberium have definitely looked more solid to me overall.
Yeah.
So I do think I'm going to be favoring them in this game as well.
I mean, we talked about Cancel being the sub and whatnot in last game. I mean, he won mid. Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Took the tower at 8 minutes, but then his item build was kind of weird.
Yeah. I don't think he transitioned, so... If you win the lane, but don't transition it into winning the mid game, how much was the win worth, right? Like, it's supposed to be, if you win your lane by 1k net worth and take the tower, you're supposed to remain ahead. You're supposed to dominate the game and take charge. And it just shot himself in the foot, in my opinion, with his item build. That was just too slow. Like, he just slowed himself down instead of really ramping up hard.
So, sorry, who did you pick?
I think Cyberium is going to win the game.
Is that based on skill alone?
It's not based on draft. I don't think their draft is better, necessarily. I think it's pretty close in terms of draft, but I just think they played better overall than what we've seen so far.
Yeah, imagine thinking that this IO Arcana is not good. Just imagine the psychopath that feels that way.
I didn't say it's not good, I just said it's not top 3.
Are you sure that's what you said? We have it on video.
Did I have it in bottom 3?
I wouldn't have been so mad. Yeah, there's no way you didn't. Yeah.
So what
if you had said it's not top 3, I wouldn't have cared that much.
Okay, I think I had Lina, Io, and Ogre, right? I think those were my bottom.
How can Io be bottom 3? This is incredible for them to think of this. To take their own IP, Cinderin. Looks like we might get first blood
genius.
on Pubber! Attempting to run away. He's got a battery assault helping him out. Looks like he will live. We'll have to go back to base. They actually ate 2 tangos already. That sucks.
30 seconds to battle.
That sucks big time.
It does look like they're going to get 2 bounce runes this time, though, so he will be able to afford another stack. As this time, Cyberium have better coverage overall. Darkseer doesn't really want to try for this rune, because if he comes in here and tries to take it, he's either going to get a homing missile or rocket barraged, and the trade-off is going to be terrible, whether he gets the rune or not. Darkseer might try. He's too late. Nope, he's not too late. Snipe.
Well done, sir.
I just narrowly got it in time. Well timed.
You're doing Gaben's work. True and true. Alright, so we're going to have Darkseer and Earth Spirit, as we talked about. Kind of a... It's a pretty cool combo, not just in lane, but like Ion Shelling the Earth Spirit, and then he TPs to another lane to gank is always really strong. But it's going to be against the Io Gyro, Cinder, so what are your thoughts?
I love the way they're playing this. This is what you do against this lane. They're just playing behind the wave and bullying the Darkseer. He is actually at risk of dying here.
Okay, the homing missile is going to connect. Here comes the Earth Spirit. Wow, this dark... Yeah, wow. Are you kidding me? Darkseer is about to drop dead. A couple more right clicks will do it, and he's stuck inside a corner now. And the first blood goes to one of the best Arcanas ever made, Io. Well played, sir. Listen to that. You're saying that's not incredible, that music. God, you're the worst.
Alright. I'll take it.
Wow, that's a first. How about this top lane, Cinder? We got Terrorblade, Ench versus the old Veno Clock Classic.
Should be... Okay, so this lane really comes down to what creeps Enchantress finds and how many camps Clockwork manages to block. So the big camp is already blocked by a sentry, and now what Clockwork needs to do is he just needs to body block this this small camp. Oh, that's a dead Double-elimination.
Yes, this Gyro Io, man. Always a classic. Actual classic, not sarcasm this time.
Yeah. Clock needs to block that camp. Okay, he's too late, but Enchantress didn't stack it. Okay, Enchantress is dead.
Yeah,
She's
battery's
gonna might live now.
Terrorblade is here.
Little up, perfect timing there.
Yeah,
So
very
we'll be all
fortunate
right.
indeed. He's going to be chased
good
by the
creeps
Spell
available.
Spirit. Meanwhile, bottom lane, more kills in the name of the Io Gyro combo. The tips ensue. They are winning this in terms of kills very, very hard. I'm not even sure how many. See, Darkseer has 3 last hits. That is truly unfortunate. Meanwhile, mid, see the Avatos combo. Actually, no toss yet. There's the toss at the last moment. The creep greets you to the grave, my good sir. Mastermind. Very fortunate. Well, actually, I think he was holding that point, maybe. No, I think he leveled up. Yeah, he got half a level from killing the hero afterwards. Really cool.
Make sure to suicide to the tower to get a full refill. This is going to give some gold to the Kunkka, but it's more important that Tiny comes back in good shape to fight. This is one of Mastermind's best heroes. He plays a really good Tiny, so obviously very comfortable with most matchups. This is no exception. The Kunkka he's definitely played against many a time before. And off to a great start.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of dodging the Earth Spirit as well every time he rolls in. Yeah, that lane is going mega in favor of Cyberium right now. Meanwhile, top lane, Sam
There you are.
will die. At least Fairy Fires to prevent the last hit coming from TV himself. Again, bottom lane. And again, Io positions himself nicely. Divine Llama will drop. That, I've lost count of how many deaths we have here. So, let's see, that's 4. 3 of them on Io. I think it's time to just play carry Io, Cinderin. Go back. Even though the ag is not nearly as good as before, you're obviously more farm to everybody. Let's see it. Top lane meta is popped. Exotic Deer, will he get the kill? It looks like he will, but Sam will get the very favorable trade for himself. And bottom is so much action this game. Mastermind picks up that regen rune, bottled up, cancel about a level behind, maybe like 3/4. Only missile in the bot lane. I appreciate these guys not dying at the same time as I say that. Unfortunate. Enchantress dived in another lane. Divine Llama
Oh, Bloody Sky
will be
is
the
rolling
trade
back.
across the board. Yeah, some creeps tanking out the Rocket Barrage though.
It's looking grim.
He doesn't have... Yeah, they've been Surge for quite a while. And that, let's count it, ladies and gentlemen. 2 + 4 is 6 kills in that lane. Top lane, again, more action. It just won't stop.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Just
They're getting bodied bottom. This is like really bad. Gyro has more net worth than Earth Spirit and Darkseer combined minute 5. Now Earth Spirit's gonna try for this rune. This is probably gonna cost him quite a lot of health actually. So he won't have rolled for another 9 seconds.
No homing missile for 10 though.
Good movement pattern. Yeah, Gyro's gonna go to the wave. It's not too bad.
They're diving the tower top. In the meantime, Exotic Deer extremely low. Only level 4 right now. Does have 7 charges to his stick, however. So, we'll be salving to safety. Man, this is just ultra aggression coming out of Cyberium Seed. You love to see it. As the courier in quite a bit of peril here. Oh, wait, actually, don't even touch it. The Io will catch their eye instead. Yeah, this is what they need to do.
Yeah, this skipping is really dangerous though if Tiny gets to push out midway. If Mastermind finds a good rune now, he can just run down and kill them both. He gets a DD. That's a pretty damn good rune. He needs to go back and push his wave first, and then if he can push the next wave
Is under attack.
before Kunkka shoves into his tower, he can rotate down and kill them as they're skipping. Even TP, Io can connect with him and give him mana as needed. They're just gonna do it with Clockwork instead. Yep,
Clockwork's here. Only level 2, but
They're
Hog
close.
and Battery Saw should be enough. Even, it's going to be a very easy kill.
No surge for 10 seconds.
Spirit. They don't really have great chase unless the homing missile is up, which it is not. So I guess he'll get out. Meanwhile, top
They
lane,
could have
no
killed them
flash.
both there.
Did find a kill. Didn't even need the double damage. Just a freebie on Enchantress. This will allow Cancel to catch up a little bit. In terms of net worth, he is
Radiant's middle tower
about
is under
600
attack.
off of the Tiny. As we finally have a break in action, not that I'm complaining, of course. Spirit Vessel looks to be the item of choice for Cancel as Mastermind trying to disrupt Exotic Deer from going into the jungle. There's going to be TP support coming though. Here's the X into boat. The boat will connect, the Torrent will not. Mastermind is completely surrounded by enemies right now. Gonna pop the Fairy Fire to no avail. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Darkseer again.
Yeah.
Gyro
This
first
bottom
item
lane's
act.
really just not looking good, man. Like, Darkseer has less net worth than the enemy 5 IO. Well, I guess it's technically 4, and the Clockwork is 5.
I mean, he's only up by 100 and Io has 4 kills. How is that even possible? How much regen did he buy on Io? Ain't actually.
Darkseer has some CS.
Still.
Just gonna opt for boots, it looks like, on Darkseer now, so we'll see. He's probably just gonna go Mana Boots, Arcane, or Mana Boots and Bottle for his Mana.
Sam is dead.
Sam, yeah. He's in trouble. I don't think he's
Io
dead.
relocate. They really want this kill. Exotic Deer's just gonna TP out. Looks like he'll be successful. Sam is actually gonna live thanks to this Io gyro play, and they're just gonna relocate back to the bottom from whence they came. In fact, right in front of Darkseer, who seems very surprised that they've come. Cancel, TPs, X into boat. See how much damage this actually does with the Io attached. Very good amount. Pops the Fairy Fire. Bloody Sky, will he die for the 4th time? It doesn't look like it. Nice cleave from Cancel. Looks like the Io will be taken
That
out.
did not work the way he planned.
Oh, Torrent. Nice sidestep by Gyro. So Lil Pleb should live through the day.
Is under attack.
And I love Ag's first item when you're dominating right now. Helps amplify your farm. End up doing way more damage. Flash. The top lane. He's pretty tanky. Doesn't have his level 6 yet though. Which honestly might have been enough to... maybe not. It's a lot of magic damage coming from Clockwork. Wait, with all this movement, Cancel somehow is now a higher level than Mastermind. Despite losing this mid lane by a little bit.
Mastermind does have 2 deaths, so he has definitely been slowed down a bit. Cancel.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Well, one of them was him suiciding to the tower, so technically he only has that 1 death that he got in the enemy jungle. He ran in and got greeted by 4
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Dire Heroes.
And Cancel just feels very, very tanky too. Don't actually, he tried to TP, did Mastermind, but the X was already on him. So a bit of a misclick there, it looks like. Pubber on the Clockwork. Still only level 4. And Gyro only 1,500 away from, or 1,700 away from Ags himself. Back when Ags was super common on Gyro, you'd see the Maelstrom into Ags instead of Ags first usually. Mastermind. He is, if they can at least hit the boat with the X, should be dead in theory. They get him, and unfortunately Pubber wants to join him. The Gyro IO are here. They're trying to pick on that Earth Spirit. They're so used to killing him. This tunnel vision. IO, to relocate just in time. Very fortuitous. He's working on an urn for himself as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
They already have an urn on Venno, so that could backfire.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It might be okay because they're in separate fights, so they both get charges. I don't know if Venno even wants to upgrade his to Vessel in this game. I don't think he does. It's not that good. So maybe it's okay to have 2 separate urns because none of them is going Vessel, so then whoever gets the charges can use them. It
you
sucks
think
when one
that
guy has
was
Vessel and one has urn. That's when it's really bad.
Yeah. It doesn't prioritize Vessel, does it?
I don't think so. I think it's just whoever's closest, I believe. Not 100% positive on that actually, but I do think that's how it works.
That had to be a miscommunication then, right? There's no way.
I think so, yeah.
Very unfortunate. Alright, how close is Tiny to that blink? He wasn't that far away, but before. Then he died a few times. 1 in 3, despite that good start. Really unfortunate. About 700 away now. Exotic Deer, just going to be farming up this ancient stack. Looks to be a 3 stack. Oh, Clockwork showing off that hook. And Enchantress just melts under the magic damage. Liquipedia though, cover. Looks to be the casual P3, 1 for 1 to start. Little Pleb gets sundered into the boat, but the IO save. Very nicely done. And look how low everybody is, including Exotic Deer. They've turned this around. The buyback onto the Enchantress. Will this be the death of her? Torrent connects on 2. Dive this. Toss is available. No. Not gonna go mega ham, just regular ham. And 70 gold away, Cinderin. Aghanim Scepter for Gyro. So the side gunner is coming soon. We'd love to see it. One of my favorite ags in the game, for sure. The question is, what do you go after this? I don't know. It's unique. There's no other ags in the game that does it. I like unique
all
ags.
of the ags are unique.
That's not true. Some of them are. I mean, you know what I mean by unique. Like, it's a unique idea.
Only one hero has one.
Okay, let me see if I can rephrase it. It's a creative Aghanims. Okay, is that better? Is that acceptable to you?
I like making you explain yourself for no reason.
Okay, like Veno Ags. Most boring Ags in the game now.
It's pretty flat.
It's not creative at all.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire
Yeah.
are scanning.
Indubitably.
Indubitably indeed, Sam. Looks like the X sharp.
That is a dead end.
Oh, looks like well, IO incoming, Exotic Deer, but fortunately Mastermind is out of spells. But the tier 1 tower, I mean, the homing missile zoned the crap out of Exotic Deer, so this tier 1 tower is likely... Nope, that's right, the IO ult was running out. So thoughts on Ags into MKB? Like I was saying, when Gyro Ags was more of a thing and a consistent item every single game, it was basically Maelstrom into Ags and then into whatever you want.
Yeah.
Some sort of lifesteal or whatever the case may be, more damage. What do you think of this particular
Dire's
avenue?
middle tower is under attack.
I think it's really good against Terrorblade because of how many procs you're going to get on the MKB.
Dire's middle tower has
It seems like a very solid way of playing high tempo, basically. If you feel like you're ahead and you get these items on Gyro, the damage output at this time in the game will be exceptionally high. I don't think there's much resistance going on any of the Dire heroes. There isn't. They don't have a single extra magic resistance item. So, should be very strong.
Oh! Nice kill on the courier.
4 bounties for the Dire, though.
The Dire?
Yeah. 5Comrades just got all the runes. Cancel just ran down and took the 2 of them. He had a ward there, so he felt pretty safe. He just ran down. Bring it. Now we're gonna find out. Wait, where are the runes? Oh.
Where are the runes indeed? IO Gyro coming for you, Cancel. Hook shot into the cogs and into death. I mean, this, honestly, I think taking those 2 is probably worth it, if I'm being honest.
He didn't need to die for them. He got them for free.
True.
So,
Enchantress died as well, by the way. That is her 7th death of the game, actually. No real good score lines on Conrad's part. They are 5k down at the moment. Veno went for 4 staff after the vessel. We saw the Blink Dagger already on Tiny. I think that was, I mean, all things considered, even though they're winning, this was a very late Blink for Tiny considering his start.
yeah.
He's been set back tremendously.
But Gyro is huge.
Yes, he's a big, clean boy, no doubt about it.
As MKB comes out, I think they're just gonna ramp up the tempo even more. Yeah, Samsam's in trouble.
Poison
A lot of damage here.
Avatos!
He's in trouble.
They kill Darkseer, they kill Earth Spirit, they kill the hopes and dreams of 5Comrades from coming back into this series. Enchantress, this is your 8th death. Can they find more? Mastermind, blink available in 6 seconds. Trying to cancel it with this illusion, but not going to find it. The Avalanche with the help of IO. The Sunder, though, alright. But with Sam and I assume Gyro nearby, the buyback out of the Earth Spirit, see if they can do enough here. Avatos is more than enough to kill your terribly. Mastermind might cost his life, or will it? Oh, the dieback. The disastrous play overall from 5Comrades. Super unfortunate. And now Cancel with Save Your Friend Syndrome. Somebody check his temperature. He's definitely ill. Cancel's donezo. Toss again, and they're just dying left, right, and center. The dominoes continue to fall in favor of Cyberium Seed.
Yeah, they're kind of just smashing them right now. I think they're getting so much value out of this IO. I feel like the IO has played a really good game, just being in the right place at the right time. Saved the Veno, then tethered to the Gyro, continued the fight, then tethered to the Tiny and saved him when he was tower diving. So they really just played around IO, keeping everybody alive here. And that made that look really easy. 10k gold lead, 1730. It looks like one of those games you just need to cruise on home. Gyro has MKB, Ags, minute 1730. He's going to be killing everybody when he gets overcharged and uses Flak Cannon.
So what's the item of choice afterwards? Do you go for the Satanic or at least the Morbid Mask? Or do you just continue the damage? Or even Scotty?
I think Scotty is fine. Scotty or Satanic.
IO combo. Exotic Deer doesn't have Thunder to work with, but gets surged away to safety. But for his team, that means death. Cancel TP's in. Now the NKB officially on the Gyro as he's taking the enemy Ancient Stack.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is as farmed as
Total
you get at this
domination. Oh, Cancel was X-marking, trying to kill the wave. He might get caught. He will.
He's gonna get Gale, Poison Nova with a Spirit Vessel applied. He's gonna be kicked away by his teammate. Nice play overall, but Mastermind tosses him back into the fray. Yikes, Cinder, and yikes!
So here's the problem for Dire right now. Well, it's been the problem for like 10, not maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes, is that whenever they try to get out into they try to get out on the map, there's these aggressive wards that the Radiant has placed that sees movement, and they just pounce on every opportunity they can get with their Tiny or Clockwork, and then they relocate in. So I think that the defending team Comrades in this moment, they have to smoke out together to bypass vision and try to find a fight where they get just at least once play on a level playing field, because they've just been disadvantaged before the beginning of every fight the whole way, basically. And they just keep running out here. There's no smoke plays being made. The Terrible is just on the other side of the map. Everybody's kind of playing a little bit just for themselves, and they look a little bit, demoralized. I'm just getting run over by this IO Gyro.
Exotic Deer was forced to jungle in the enemy jungle, which I think is something you actually have to do, but unfortunately was caught out.
They're instantly smoking across the map. They just want to get back in aggressive position. Mastermind might find himself a little Enchantress snack here.
Yep. The fact that Avatos just outright kills you. He does have Echo Saber now, so he gets the double attack, of course. I don't know if we'll get to see it, but he might turn that into the old Silver Edge as well. And more bounty runes this time. Cyberium, relocates. He need the Aegis? Okay, that could have been horribly mistimed. But Cancel looks to be dead. Only missile will eventually connect. Call down as well. Just trying to create as much space, but if you look at the net worth, even the Tiny, who has struggled mightily this game in terms of the farm department, still higher net worth than anybody on 5Comrades. Poison Nova, where's the Tiny? Can easily finish off this. Oh, he actually ends up sundering a teammate. Works out pretty well for a little bit, but dies in the end. 40 seconds on the deck. GGs are likely to come out here shortly, as Gyro is just going to rip them a new one.
Look at Masterminded, man. They're just toying with them. They're actually just running at them and killing them one by one. There's not much good to say. The 5Comrades in this game absolutely just obliterated.
GG.
Was easily the biggest dump we had today in 5 games. Crushed the whole way from laning stage to finish, basically. I think they won all 3 lanes, right? Like Tiny won the lane, but then he lost a little bit of momentum going into the enemy jungle. Io Gyro, without a doubt, smashed the opposition, and then the Veno Clock Top as well. We're doing great against Terrorblade, pressuring him out of the lane. So I would say they won all 3 lanes, they played super high tempo, and they just killed them all over the map. And this was a very easy game for them.